Archers, and welcome to my review for Arrow Season 4. As we usually do in the season reviews, I'm going to give you a review of the finale episode, followed by an overview of the season in general. So as Felicity, Curtis, and Mama Smoke are disarming the missiles hacking into the system, Damien Darhk comes in and he kicks Curtis's ass and starts choking out Mama Smoke. Meanwhile, in comes Green Arrow and he starts shooting his arrows at Damien Darhk, but clearly he stops him. Here come the ghosts, they start shooting everything around, and Arrow goes directly at Darhk, but he of course stops him with his magic. He confronts Arrow about not being able to stop him, and nothing is gonna change about that. And as Damien Darhk is preparing to kill Green Arrow, Thea shows up with Darhk's daughter hostage. Darhk lets Green Arrow go and Thea lets his daughter go. Damien Darhk throws a smoke pellet off and he disappears. Meanwhile, they notice Curtis is in a real bad shape and they also notice that the laptop is gone. What does this laptop have that is so important? It's got the nuclear launch codes for the missiles. So now our team needs to stop Damien Darhk before it is too late, because he's ready to launch 15,000 missiles in the next 3 hours. The team takes Curtis to the medical bay and they are ready to start trying to hack into Rubicon to stop the missiles from being launched. And Felicity confronts Oliver about Darhk's magic working on him again. Oliver explains to Felicity that Damien Darhk is now too powerful because of the totem and that hope is just not enough. In comes Lila. She wants to hack into Rubicon, but it's not possible because Rubicon is offline. So Felicity is just trying to locate the laptop through its GPS system. Felicity locates the laptop to a downtown office building, and in goes our team to take care of the situation. As they arrive in the building, they see it's abandoned, but Felicity tells them you're right on top of the GPS signal. Diggle picks up this little beepy thing and everything goes on. The computers, the lights, and they see that just over 15,000 missiles were just launched and they are going up around the world. So now they only have about 2 hours to avert the situation. As this is going on, Detective Lance gets to the Arrow Cave and Felicity tells him about the nearest safest location. And she pleads with Captain Lance to take her mother to make sure she's safe and to go with her. And we have a scene with Damien Darhk and his daughter in the cave where he has the totem. She tells him she misses her mother and Damien Darhk tells her it's going to be fine, it's alright, we're going to see her soon. So now we know Damien Darhk doesn't plan on even saving his daughter. In come the police to the cave trying to confront Damien Darhk, and through the monitors in the Arrow Cave, we only hear them being completely massacred by Darhk. And suddenly the ghosts come into the Arrow Cave, they start shooting around, destroying the cave, but the team takes care of it. Thea, Diggle, Arrow, they quickly take care of these guys and put them down. But clearly the Arrow Cave is still destroyed, which is typical from the show. So then we have this great scene that I really loved, but at the same time it really annoyed me, and when I give you an overview of the season, you'll see why. So we have Felicity speaking with Oliver and he's telling her how he was really arrogant to think that he could be Green Arrow and not succumb into darkness. To think that he would not feel conflict inside him as he tried to be Green Arrow and a normal person. So Felicity is shocked at hearing this, but meanwhile in comes Kurt getting up from his bed and Oliver tells him you should be laying down. But Curtis doesn't want to do that. He wants to help the team save this city. And he tells Oliver about a story when he was about to leave town once, but he saw the Green Arrow on TV and the Green Arrow gave him hope to stay. It takes a special kind of people to live in Star City. A certain perseverance must be inside you. And Curtis saw Green Arrow and Green Arrow gave him hope. Hope to stay. Hope to save this city. Hope in the rest of the people that live in Star City. This was a great moment for both these characters and basically summing up what makes Green Arrow and what made the series so special in previous seasons. So now we go to Star City in the streets where people are rioting against each other, they are destroying each other, fighting each other, they are putting the city on fire, but here comes Oliver Queen. He jumps over a cab and he starts talking to the people. Just have hope. Don't give Damien Darhk what he wants. He wants us to destroy ourselves. He wants to destroy the world, and he's going to start with this city right here. But we are people united. We need to stand together against the darkness. We must not succumb into it. We are better than this. We are special people with a special kind of perseverance, and that is why we have built this city and it has endured for so long. And as this is going on, we see a missile coming in to Star City. So Curtis and Felicity are going directly into a rooftop to do something about it. So they go to a rooftop and directly try to hack into the missile to disarm it. Curtis is holding this device which looks like a camera, and Felicity is using her hacking system, of course. They are running out of time, but nearly before the missile hits the ground, they are able to stop it and avert it in some other direction. So we see the team preparing to the final showdown with Damien Darhk. They have their individual missions, everyone has a place to go, everyone has something to do, and in goes Green Arrow to confront Damien Darhk. But he's sick and tired of Arrow's interference, so he blows him up into the streets, and he actually has this really great line: "You want to spend your last minutes on Earth with me? I'm truly flattered." And he starts truly to kick Arrow's ass. Meanwhile, Curtis Felicity are going with Thea and Malcolm Merlin into a base of Damien Darhk's, and we see this awesome fight scene of father and daughter kicking the ghost's ass, and they have the little debacle as well, which gives us of course very good character moments. Damien Darhk is still throwing Arrow around with the Force, and we see the people of Star City rattling up to defend Arrow, which was a scene that really reminded me of Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man, where the people are on the bridge throwing stuff at the Green Goblin. And yes, it's cheesy, but it's one of those superhero things that actually work, but it's not truly done in the same way. Damien Darhk confronts the people, telling them, "You are able to do nothing against me. I'm invisible. You are mere pebbles in my way," and he puts them down with the Force. But here comes Green Arrow, feeling the energy of the people, filling them with hope, and he starts having an awesome fight, a fair fight that is, with Damien Darhk. And Damien Darhk actually tells him, "I'm a full-fledged member of the League of Assassins. Have you forgotten that?" And I actually did, because throughout the season, Damien Darhk never did anything that showed his skills as a member of the League of Assassins. But the fight itself between Damien Darhk and Green Arrow is really, really good. It's the action scenes that make Arrow so good, and these scenes continue to be unique because no action on television is equal to that of Arrow. This action from season 1 was always so unique and so great. I really missed these long running fight scenes where we got the villain and the hero completely kicking each other's ass. So Felicity reaches the center of the base of Damien Darhk, and we see Cooper Sheldon wounded because Darhk has shot him or put an arrow into him, I don't know. And the guy is telling Felicity how he can't get away from the laptop or stop it, but he then gets up and falls down and he dies. Who cares? Felicity sits down in front of the laptop and she starts hacking up the missile system. And so we have this awesome fight scene in the streets where it's Damien Darhk and his ghosts against Green Arrow and the people of Star City. We see an all-around brawl around the city streets, and Green Arrow and Damien Darhk still staring at each other. Their fight is personal. These guys hate each other. One of the little few things well done in this season. And they start punching each other out. So in the midst of this, Green Arrow gathers with Guardian, Lila, and Captain Lance. And he tells Lance to keep the people safe as much as he can. And he tells Lila and Guardian to take care of the ghosts, as he's going to take care of Darhk himself. And so now we have the final showdown between Damien Darhk and Green Arrow. This fight is brutal, it is physical. We see them amongst the people of Star City kicking each other's ass. So finally Green Arrow grabs onto Damien Darhk by the necktie. He has an arrow in his hand and Darhk tells him, "You're not going to kill me. You were never even able to kill the man who killed your mother." And Arrow is done with this, and Oliver stabs an arrow into Damien Darhk. He's down and suddenly everyone stops, witnessing the death of Damien Darhk. So now we have this heartfelt reunion at the Arrow Cave, and we see that Captain Lance is going to leave. He can't handle the city anymore. He'd never even felt anything when they told him that he was not going to be a policeman anymore. And we also see Thea walk away from being Speedy. She's not ready for this. She's questioning if this is even who she really is. And we also see Diggle walking away. So now we have this scene where Oliver is in front of Laurel's grave. He's speaking to her, how she was always better than him, how he always ends up succumbing to darkness, how he's not strong enough like she was. So in comes Felicity, and Oliver tells him that he thinks the others left because he probably infected them with his own. And that's why now they are fighting their own darkness. It became their own darkness. This darkness was spread across our heroes, and they are struggling with themselves, questioning what they should really do. So Felicity tells him it's okay. It's probably something that naturally happens to succumb into darkness. There's no need to fear it. You just just need to face this darkness because today you gave the city your hope back, and that's what you do best. And she tells Oliver, you're at war with two sides of yourself. You're not struggling, you're having a schism inside yourself. You can't decide which of these two people you really want to be. So then Oliver suddenly receives this call from the chairman of the city council. He goes into this office place, he then puts his hand on a Bible, he swears to commit, and we now have Mayor Oliver Queen. Really want to see this storyline in season 5, and then we have the conclusion to all our characters. We have Lance and Mama Smoke leaving the city, going on to live their own lives. We have Thea thinking, sitting at home on her couch, and we see Diggle with his uniform, and he's apparently saying goodbye to Sarah, his daughter, and Lila, and I'm thinking, is he going back to the army? And if he is, and now that Lance is also leaving, is Team Green Arrow going to be Felicity and Oliver? It was a really intriguing scene, and one scene I really did like. It leaves the questions in the air. So we have this big scene ending up the season where Oliver is coming into the Arrow Cave, looking at the suits, the costumes of the team, and in comes Felicity, and Oliver looks at her surprised, and she tells him, you thought I was going to leave? Not a chance. We have this awesome panning shot backing away from them both as they look onto the suits, and season 4 is over. Now let's speak about Arrow season 4. For those of you who don't know, and there are many people I know who are my friends personally, you know that for the last few years, ever since Arrow started, it has been my favorite show on TV. I love this show for all seasons, and I know I'm in the minority, but season 3 is my favorite. Season 4 started out so good. A great villain and a suit which looks awesome, and the team gathering, having all their moments, bringing in all these characters, Constantine, and bringing this element of magic into the show. However, when we go into the second half of this season, it's bad. But it is so bad that it almost ruins what came before in this season and leaves us hanging disappointed with this season. Even me, who I am in the minority, I know, thinking that season 3 is the best. So let's analyze the first half of the season. We have Damien Darhk, a mysterious villain played by Neil McDonough, who has been a member of the League of Assassins, and he has this element of magic and this item that grants him great power. He can control the darkness within people, and he is a tough fight for Oliver and his team. So now we have the team being brought down every time they try to confront Dark. They have no chance against him. He's a powerful man with a powerful army and a powerful plan. And we have all these character moments throughout the first season, and those moments are what makes these characters and this series so freaking good. We have moments with Oliver and Diggle, Oliver and Laurel, Oliver and Thea, Oliver and Felicity, which is the greatest pairing in TV. I don't care about the haters out there. Felicity is great. We have moments with Oliver and every single one of the characters he interacts with, but we also have development of the team within themselves. We have also moments with Diggle and Laurel, Diggle and Thea, Thea and Laurel, Thea and Felicity, Felicity and Laurel, Felicity and Diggle. We have all these characters interact and having their moments with each other and becoming closer friends, and we truly understand why these people are so close. We also have great action and great episodes in the first half of the season. The episode where Constantine comes back and he brings Sarah back to life. This episode not only see a great story with Constantine developing more this element of magic that was being brought into the show, but we also have Captain Lance and Laurel witnessing as his daughter and her sister is struggling with being traumatized from being killed as she comes back from the Lazarus pit and she is not herself. We see Captain Lance suffer through this. We see Laurel suffer through this. And then we see Thea suffer through this as well by her actions in the last season. And we have all these big elements, and then in the cliffhanger of the mid-season finale we see Felicity being left in a wheelchair. Now let's go into the second half of the season. We have so many freaking filler episodes. The last episode I remember liking, and I'm not even sure if this was a straight line of likable episodes and then it started going to shit, or if this episode was amongst the shit and that's why I like it. But the last episode episode I remember liking was the Vixen episode. That was freaking great. The Vixen series was really fun, and her being brought into the show, I really enjoyed. And her being able to stand up to Dark was a really good thing to do. It strengthens this character into future moments she might have in the series, either here or in Legends of Tomorrow possibly. And this element of magic in that episode was also fortified as well. Let's go back and speak about the crossover. I didn't speak about the crossover in my Flash season review because the part of the Flash crossover when it happened was really so freaking forgettable. But in this, we also have so many moments with every single member of the team having their moment with Barry and with other members of Team Flash. We have the drama of Oliver revealing that he has a son, and then we have the drama of Oliver's son being kidnapped. That was great. Those are the elements that make this series great. But now let's speak about Laurel. The big thing in the season, we had the grave, we had the foreshadowing throughout the season, and then it's Laurel who ends up dying. I'm not going to tell you guys I wasn't surprised, but I thought it was really not that well played. The foreshadowing could have been done better to point out into some other characters. I'm not saying point to Laurel or point to a wrong character that is not the one who's going to die, but having the season built up and leaving us so many clues that it's this character, making it so obvious that it is Felicity, that it only makes us think that she's not the one who's going to die, really hurt the season. And when she did die, the last episodes had been so fucking shitty towards the character and towards the series in general, damaging it so much that at the time I was like just surprised that it was Laurel, but I couldn't feel anything for the other characters. I understood the other characters, of course. I understood their feelings towards having their friend killed, of course. And then we have that Beatty thing where Laurel is about to be okay, everything's going to be fine, and then she has this seizure and that kills her. The episode Beacon of Hope. What the fuck is this? Why did we have to bring this element into the show? The dialogue was atrocious in this episode. The villain was freaking bad. You have so many good villains in The Flash. Why do you have to bring this one into my favorite series? And then we have Felicity's father, who I'm not even sure what happened to him since the last episode, but that was completely botched. The calculator? Who the fuck cares about the calculator? Who the fuck is the calculator? He's not an interesting villain in the comics. He's not an interesting character in this show. He came in and, oh, he's Felicity's father. Good. No. Felicity's father should have been Damien Darhk. That would have created real drama, even if he didn't know himself. He would have put Felicity into a wheelchair, and that could have played up the second part of the season. You would have built up more Felicity as a character, Damien Darhk as a villain, and as a human being. You could have humanized him more, and not necessarily a sympathizing character, but all these characters could have been built up in the second part, and we have this final confrontation that is personal for 3 of these characters, and Oliver being his son-in-law. But the series was completely botched in the second half. There are so many good elements in the first half, and they all get tarnished in the second half. Everything this show has that is good is completely obliterated in the second part of this season. I am not going to tell you guys I don't care about this show anymore. I'm hopeful for season 5. And yesterday, looking back, taking my notes about season 4 itself, I realized it's not as bad as I was remembering it. It is still a really bad season, a really damaging season to the show in general. Have your characters be who they are. Have your character moments just like they did in the first half of the season. Bring new elements to the show and take away from them. Use those elements in your show, in your storylines. Don't give us filler episodes because you had so much story to tell and such an interesting story that not only did the writers and producers waste it, but they even tarnished the good elements we had in this series before. I still care about the show very much. I cannot give it a Clark Gable because of this season, because that would be a lie to you guys. I still care really much about this series, and I don't have a grade between Clark Gable and a C+. And as much as this season doesn't quite reach that level, it still is barely a positive grade I shall give this season. And so I'm going to give Arrow Season 4 a C+. What do you think about Arrow Season 4, guys? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Do you think it was such a disappointment as I do? Do you like the series as much as I'm telling you I do for the last few years? Do you still have hope for Season 5? And what do you expect to see in Season 5 of Arrow? Let me know all of that in the comments below. What are your theories? What are your disappointments in the season? What did you like in the season? What new characters do you want to see in Season 5? And as you go down there to comment, go check out the moderngafa.com. There's a link for it in the description, and it's your #1 source for everything Saturday morning. While you check that out, you can also go check out my Facebook and give me a like, and follow me on Instagram. Both links are in the description, so you can stalk me on the internet. And if you haven't yet, please click the subscribe button below the video box so you can enjoy every video whenever I upload them. As always, I'll leave a link to my previous video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know all your thoughts on Arrow Season 5, and let me know all your thoughts on this review. Give this video a like and share with your friends so they can come on to this video and in the comments below discuss with us the series in general and the season and our theories for the next season. Over here is a link to my previous video, which is my Flash Season 2 review. Don't forget to come back to the channel and check out my review for The Nice Guys. And I also have in my past videos my first, go check that out in the channel. There are many videos on there, reviews, unboxings, Q&As. Don't forget to start leaving your votes for the next movie. You should get a Q&A dedicated to it in the month of June. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next review. Cheers.